Hello and welcome back. Today we are collecting Ivan tea. We collect flowers. You could collect them separately, and the leaves. And the leaves also collect them separately. It's pretty easily done. So the flowers just easily come, and the leaves, if you want, you just take it and pick up all the leaves separately from the flowers. So right now we're in the woods searching for Ivan tea, and later on I'll show you how to ferment and make the tea. Look, the bumblebees loving it. It's really good for you. So when you brought it back home, your Ivan tea, again, you separate from the leaves very easily. Go down and the leaves come down if you still have some leaves. I would keep flowers separate. You could just make tea out of those flowers without fermenting them. So you just keep it for nice flavor. Just keep it in a dark spot and away from direct sunshine. Put it on a cotton cloth, maybe even covered if you want, also in cotton cloth, but it's kind of breathable and without fermenting that. The leaves, however, we're going to ferment for that extra flavor, for extra zing. The way how we're going to do that, it's a long process, about 4 days. What we're going to do, take an old cloth, if you have, I just use the pillowcase, the nice pillowcase. You can use just any natural cloth. It could be towels, it could be your tablecloth that you're not using any longer. But again, use it natural materials, so cotton, linen. Try to avoid synthetics. So we need some breathing, so the plants a little bit breathe here, and don't get any chemicals from the synthetic materials. So we just collect all these leaves. Don't have to be too gentle. While you do that, you look if you see any old leaves, some damaged one that maybe you don't like it for some reason, just put it away. This is like your process for checking out. So fill it up really tightly, push it in, covering up. And the trick is, we're going to really screw it like this, roll it really tightly, roll it up, whole bundle of it, really tighten up. Then if you have at home container, a plastic container with a lid, you can use that. I got this plastic bag. It will work just as well. Just put it in the plastic. The outside layer we need really not breathable, so it will moist inside. It will release all the nutrients, all the micro elements. It will get those essential oils, get all of the good aroma that we are looking for from the leaves. So tighten up, keep it closed, and keep it like this until the next day. And tomorrow I'll show you what we're going to do with this Ivan tea. Here we go. Hello, today is day 2 of our Ivan tea fermentation. So yesterday we picked it up, selected all the bad ones, and put in a plastic bag our wrapped around the cloth Ivan tea. It is right now kind of wet, feels really wet. Inside is also kind of was a bit wet, so it smells of the fermentation. So all those bacteria are working out. What we're going to do right now, opening up. Here we go. So I have it, I'll put it kind of on the side here, some. What we're going to do, we take a bunch like that, and air it out a bit. Take a bunch and make a ball out of it. So we just tighten it up like that, make a ball. Put it away. Take another bunch. Again, kind of really work yourself, use your strength. Work it, make a nice ball. Put it next to it. There's another bunch. And that's how you work yourself through. Just open it up and then make all those little balls out of the Ivan tea leaves. Here we go. Nice exercise. You could just keep rolling. This way it will ferment, and when you are making it's a long process, so it's not like you just dry it out, leave it for drying it out outside in a cloth or somewhere in a dark space. So this you have to work yourself through. So this process of fermentation goes, and you have to be careful that it doesn't get moldy. So if you keep it wet for too long, if you keep it in a plastic bag, even with a cloth for too long, it will get mold and then they get rotten. So we don't want to make it rotten. What we're really looking for is that the fermentation, they get a little bit brownish color, and then it will have really nice flavor when you make a cup of tea. So almost as understood, will be like a regular tea. There you can just smoosh it, squish it, and put those balls away, and you just work yourself, kind of air it out, make another one. Here we go. Another one, shake it through a little bit, let the air get through. Smooshing, smooshing, putting away. Another one. Air out, smooshing, smooshing. There we go. Putting it away. Here we go. Smooshing, smooshing. And pretty much done. So it depends how much you got. So if you just got a little bit, it takes you no time to do that. See, some of them already becoming more yellowish color. That's what we're looking for. On the second and third day, you will see a lot more. So basically you have to every leaf kind of smoosh it like that. There, so we'll make all those balls here. Some more. Smooshing, smooshing. There we go. So almost done here. And that's how you are fermenting stuff. There we go. So all these microorganisms and the bacteria start working through. The only thing you have to be careful so it doesn't get too soggy inside. That's why we're using cotton cloth, so it kind of absorbs the moisture. And then we use that plastic bag to keep it together, so it really gets a little bit nice wet temperature, wetness. Sometimes it gets really warm if you keep it in your plastic container. So there we go. That is probably the last bunch I have here. Again, smoosh them, the last of them. So we have all these parts, they're all balls, kind of rolled up again. Now we again closing. Keep everything aside there. Again, closing nice and tight, and again we're rolling it up. Roll it up. Here you need to use some strength. There's a nice bunch here. Putting it back in the plastic bag, and roll it, tighten it up, and close it and keep it until the next day. And tomorrow I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right? Thank you. Today is the day 3 of our Ivan's tea fermentation. So we collected it 3 days ago. We put it at first day in a cloth, wrapped it up in a plastic bag. Yesterday we opened it up, let it air out a little bit, and then we were making the bowls. Right now what I did, I opened each bowl individually, open it up, let it breathe, let it air out, so the mold does not grow. That's the critical part, because it gets moist inside. You can see the cloth gets damp and wet, so all those procedures make it all this damp environment perfect for the mold and bacteria to grow. So we have to be careful with that. That's why we're opening up, aired out. It's been already a couple of minutes, maybe even more than a few minutes. I aired out. Again, we're keeping away from direct sunshine, so keep it in a shady spot. And today we will do the same thing as we did yesterday. So now we just again taking different bunch of Ivan's tea leaves, for forming a bowl. Today it's a lot easier. It's also becoming more stickier, so all those juices and moisture is coming out. So again, we are forming bowls like that and putting it away. Yeah, feel it, stickiness here. Again, look through. If you see something that some dirt still got in, or some maybe some leaves got really dark, so like almost black, we take them away. So we keep an eye on the colors. There should be about, as you can see, they are almost brownish color, green, dark kind of green brown, so kind of with a little yellow tint in the color. So again, we just smoosh it together and put it away. When we're done with all the leaves, again we put tightly together our bowls. So when we finished, and like yesterday, we roll it up our cloth, whatever cloth you've been using, and again putting in a plastic bag and keep it tightly closed. I even used a ribbon band over my plastic bag, so it really stays tight and close, so no air gets in and out. So and then it's we keep it until tomorrow, and in the meantime we continue making bowls. So again, finish making bowls, roll it up, put it in a plastic bag, tighten it up, and put it somewhere safe, or in your plastic container, your cloth, and keep it until tomorrow. So now we'll continue with rolling my leaves. See you tomorrow. Welcome back. Today is day 4 of our fermentation of Ivan's tea. So let's open up our bundle here. So we're removing the rubber band, plastic bag, and there's our whole bundle. So of course, due to fermentation, everything is colored. So use some cloth that you really don't use it, or you will, like I will use from now on this cloth for my fermentations. So again, we're opening up our bundles, and you know it's already looking pretty good. So This was the last day when we bundle it up. When you open everything right now we just dry it out in a dark spot. It could be outside, like right now I could leave it outside in a shady spot, as I say, away from the sunshine. Yeah, most of them already fermented. There's some little greener leaves, but most of them already has this kind of brownish color, so they look all good. We just open it up, and this stage just have to let it dry out in the air or inside the house. If it's rainy in your place, again, maybe you lay down on the floor. If you have a special place where you're drying your plants, right now you actually could use your drying machine. I wouldn't use the oven. You can just wait a little bit and let it dry out naturally. Like this is just a different plant got in here, so you can see now. You could inspect one more time. So opening up all the bundles, it has already a nice aroma here. And basically you can ferment any tea like this with different leaves, whatever you want to ferment to make a tea. Here we go. Like for medicinal purposes, you probably will use just a regular drying out concept. And here we're using fermentation. So we have this nice tea flavor. Back again, something that we're, again, this is looking through once more. There you go. A few more bundles here. Yeah, as I said, we just have to do it every day. So basically, right now is the last stage. We let it dry, and then when you're done, when you feel it to touch, then it's really dry, you store it. The best way to store it away in a cloth bag or something. If you don't have a special bag, you could make it out of the linen kitchen towel, the ones that you might have. You can stitch it on the sides, and perfect. You can have a nice little bag this way, and put some cotton thread to tighten it up, and there we go. There, empty. There we go. So again, just air it out. From time to time, since we are now just letting it dry, you just flip it around to let it really, now we are really letting it dry. So just again separating nicely, and there we go. So now we just have to wait until it's completely dried out. So I will leave it outside. It's a little bit windy, just would be perfect perfect time for our last stage. So there we go. This is how we're fermenting Ivan's tea, and in the winter time it will be really awesome. It used to be #1 tea in Russia, in Imperial Russia, back in early days before the revolution. And after revolution, didn't produce much of Ivan's tea. And again, in North America, there's on sidewalks, Ivan's tea is growing in the woods, so it's kind of easy to find. And the distinct color and flowers, it's kind of really long stem and stands out. And usually they grow in a bunch, so you could pick it up, the leaves and the flowers, and make a nice, beautiful, and kind of has special aroma and almost tastes like a regular tea that you buy, like a dark tea. There we go. So hope you have time to go and collect Ivan's tea plant and ferment and make your own tea for the winter time. Thanks for watching. I'll try to wait and show you the end result when it's completely dry out. So I don't say goodbye. We'll see you in a little while. Hooray! This is day 5 and our Ivan's tea is finally dried out, and this is the color that is the end result. You could see there are some leaves a little bit greener than the others. What you can do if you want to have completely everything like a little bit darker color, so on the day 4, instead of drying out at the last stage, you could collect carefully all the greener leaves and do again one more day fermentation. Roll it up in the balls, put it in a cloth, tighten it up in a tight space in your plastic bag or plastic container, and keep it 1 extra day and then dry it out after that. Well, I was satisfied with the results, so even if there are a little bit few lighter color, but most of them they fermented, so they became this darker color. As I said, it's better to keep your herbs, herbal teas in cloth, or at least at the glass jar. Do not keep it in a really tight containers, otherwise it might get soggy inside and gets moldy, and that will not be good. I didn't have any cloth bags, so I made it myself. I had an old kitchen towel that I wasn't using. I was not too happy with that because this type of kitchen towels does not absorb liquids when you try to dry out the dishes. So it's just perfect for our project. What I did turn it inside out, then stitched it all the way around here, turn it around, and we have a perfectly nice bag for our storage herbal tea. So there's our Ivan tea, and we just put it all the way in the bag, and you can go again in the woods, get another bunch of these leaves, and do again the same process as we did earlier with fermentation, and fill it up with this nice bag, so you can really push it a little bit. So there we go. We have this wonderful quantity of this tea, and then you just use your cotton thread, tighten it up, and you have a Christmas bag of goodies. And of course I wanted to try the flavor of this tea, so I prepared this pot of tea. So let's take a look. So there it is. That's the color of it. You can see it's pretty nice. I didn't keep it for too long. Maybe if you keep it even longer, it's been about maybe 5 minutes at the no longer than 5 minutes. It was kind of making this tea. After I boiled, turn off the water and put my herbs inside. It's very good actually. Has really nice flavor to it. It's not bitter or anything, so it's very pleasant tea to drink. And yes, it has a very nice smell as well. Of course right now it's very hot, so I cannot drink too much, but that's the color. So of course if you put more leaves, so it will get darker. If you keep it longer in your water, so it also will reflect in the color of your tea. And this is what we have right now, and this is our Ivan tea leaves, well fermented, dried out, thanks for your patience. Yes, it's been a long process, so it's not maybe it is time consuming, but the results worthwhile. So it's a really wonderful. It smells really nicely. It's really a good cup of tea for like rainy days when it gets cold and rainy. So this is a nice tea to drink. Again, thanks for stopping by. I hope you get inspired and will go and get some Ivan's tea and make your own tea for the winter time. And leave the comments if you have any questions about the process of fermentation. Share your experience. How did it turn out for you? And I'm saying goodbye and thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy your cup of tea of Ivan's tea leaves. Bye.